Hey, welcome to the TBB channel. Today I have a GrandisKuwagamon deck profile for you guys. And with me, I do have the handsome pilot Siqi with me today. So thank you Siqi for joining with me today to go through your list. So let's start off with the Digitama first.
Alright, for the Digitama, I'm thinking for Yokomon because the 2K DP during Digiburst is very substantial. Basically, it allows your GrandisKuwagamon, the promo GrandisKuwagamon, to hit 13k, which hits over most level 6, common level 6, which are only 12k or below. And for the last 5th Digitama, the reason why I play the 5th Digitama is because that my deck actually runs 3 Mimi, and running more Digitama is actually has a lot of value. And this card actually allows you to draw when you rest an opponent Digimon, which further improves the consistency of the deck.
Right, okay. Can you tell me why do you not play more Gamimons than you play the Digiburst one, sorry?
I felt that the extra DP is much more substantial than the one that allows you to draw, because the one that allows you to draw actually depends on your opponent having an active Digimon on the battle area.
Right. Okay, can. So let's move on to the rookies then.
For the level 3s, I'll be playing 4 Kuwagamon, X Antibody. Basically, this level 3 is your consistency level 3 card. As this deck is an evolution heavy deck, consistency is really very important. And the next level 3 I play is the 4 Promo Pulsemon. It allows you to buy a turn essentially against decks that are trying to push you, and as it's a security Digimon, right, it allows you to play better with Mimi. As if you have more level 3, you can abuse the Mimi more. And the next 4 will be the Terriermon. The Terriermon is actually a very strong card in this meta because it counters the Wolverine X memory gain ability as well as the Alphamon matchup. Yeah, basically this deck just counters the Alphamon matchup a lot if the level 6 line is not already doing so. And for the last 2, I played 14 level 3s, basically because of consistency and Mimi as well. It's just 2 cost level 3. Basically, I want to play this so that I can play a 3 cost blocker by hard playing this and paying 1 cost to evolve it into a blocker Kabuterimon.
Okay, so I do have one question for you. So why do you not consider playing Pulsemon over all these rookies? I do know that for Green especially, they have a lot of rookies out there. Some even play I'll say Kabuterimon, no, the level 3 rookie from EX01, some play Pulsemon. So why do you prefer all these cards here?
Actually, the only flag slot from this level 4, right, is actually between the Pulsemon or the Palmon promo that allows you to get jamming from when you Digiburst it away.
Yeah.
But the Palmon actually gives you jamming, which is good only against if you are checking into a Wyvern's Breath, so that your GrandisKuwagamon will be a 1k that is hitting 3 to 6 check while not dying to any Digimon or security options or Tamers, which it can still deal lethal if you have that jamming. But I feel that the yellow hybrid matchup is already not so Wyvern's Breath heavy nowadays, and it's mostly Computer's Breath. So I feel that the Pulsemon actually has more value as a level 3 rookie because it can actually prevent opposing lethal.
Okay, thank you so much for the very comprehensive explanation. So now let's move on to the level 4s.
Let's go, Kiba.
Hey.
Yeah. Alright. For the level 4, I'll be playing 4 Weakon. Alright, basically it allows you to gain more memory when you Digiburst it. It's very essential, very crucial that Grandis gain that 1 extra memory. Yeah. Because it prevents allows you to play, go into your Grandis play. And then I play 4 blocker Kabuterimon. It's very important as well. This is the only deck that I think this is one of the few rare decks that allows you to play 4 blocker as well as 4 memory blocker, which in this case is a Terriermon. Yeah. And the blocker is really annoying for most decks to want to rush early, like armor for example. And I played Togemon, basically a very strong consistency card, especially especially when I'm playing 2 costs, level 3, I can just play 2 costs and pay another 2 to go into Pokemon to search for my combo pieces, which I'll be showing later on. And I'm playing 2 hybrid. Basically, the finisher for my deck, which happen quite often, so that I don't have to rely on having another body, floating bodies around when my Grandis is trying to clear all of my opponent's security. So I play 12 level 4, which seems a lot, but actually sometimes when you're breaking, right, it doesn't feel too much at all. And I feel like it is really needed to play 12 level 4s. Because I'm playing high counts of level 3 as well, which I can abuse by playing my level 3 and then digivolving them up to draw an extra card off my deck.
Okay, so I do have one question for you for the level 4 slots. So some people actually do play the Kuwagamon and Kuwagamon X. So why do you not play them?
The Kuwagamon X and Kuwagamon engine is actually, basically Kuwagamon is quite situational, and Kuwagamon X is, I'm just playing it for the piercing, but it's very situational because mainly it's 2 cost evolution that for the piercing, my level 5 already has piercing, so, and not all games you will need piercing since Grandis actually rest your opponent's Digimon and your deck actually try to go for game and clear your opponent's security as often as possible. So I feel like I do not have to go too hard into the piercing ESS as I'm also going to Digiburst them away.
Right, okay, so actually the 1 cost options that you play do actually benefit better for memory efficiency. So let's move on to the level 5s.
For level 5, I'll be playing the 4 promo Okuamon. The Okuamon is actually very good because it has a mini ice wall effect when you digivolve it into an insectoid. Level 5, let's say Okua X, or level 6, which is the GrandisKuwaga and GrandisKuwagamon. And it also has piercing as its ESS, which is really good to help you get ahead of your opponent when they are putting out bodies early. Right. The next 4, which is the Okuamon X antibody, it's the ideal level 5 for the deck because when you evolve a level 6 insectoid Digimon on it, it's actually 1 cost reduction. So I do not have to strictly have 3 memory to go into my level 6 combo, which this plays very well with my weak mod, because if I have 2 memories, right, I can just spend 2 memory, evolve them in my GrandisKuwaga, and then I can digiburst this so that I go back to 1, and then I can go into my Grandis to go for the OTK combo. Yeah, which is why this is quite a staple in the Grandis deck.
Okay. I do believe you do play one more level 5, which is the Agumon.
Oh yes, I actually do play one more level 5 as the combo option is quite relevant in the meta and quite heavily played. So sometimes you might miss out on the 1 more point of damage to go for lethal. So with this, right, you can just have a level 4 bodies floating around and you can rest another body that you hardcast. Let's say I can play a 2 cost level 3, rest it, I turn my level 4 into this 8 cost Agumon, and then I can attack for lethal.
Right, so it's very important to play down the Congo option, which is usually one of the best answer against GrandisKuwagamon in general. So let's move on to the level 6, which is of course the cover card for the deck list itself.
Alright, for level 6 is 4 GrandisKuwagamon and 4 promo GrandisKuwagamon. I believe that the GrandisKuwagamon promo has been putting up a lot of results when it was just released, and the GrandisKuwagamon is actually strengthening it up by a few notch, making this deck really fast and threatening. And there's nothing much I can say here because GrandisKuwagamon basically just digiburst 4, you get 2 extra security attacks, and then you go into Grandis, which allow you to rest your opponent's blocker, and then you get to swing for 3 check, multiply by 2 because it gets to restand and swing again. So basically normally when you go into this combo, with the Digitama Yugomon, it's actually an 18k, so I don't have to worry about hitting into a stray Alphamon or Ryuken or Imperial Dramon Paladin mode, which are 18k. And decks that play, for example, Alphamon, they play 3 Ryuken, which actually has a pretty decent chance of it being in the security.
Okay, thank you so much for explaining the level 6. So let's move on to the options and the Tamers for the deck.
Alright, for the options and Tamer, it's very straightforward. I play 3 Mimi, I tried 4 and I feel like it's a tamer. I want it as a reset tree, and anything more than 2 or even more than 1 is quite diminishing returns because it's quite a bad card when I do not have any more Digitamas in my raising area to hatch. And playing 3 is very consistent to allow me to go into my hybrid play to finish a game off. And to finish the deck off, I play 4 memory boosts. Basically, the key consistent card is very very strong, and you punish opponents that do not play any memory blocker, and your opponent has to play very awkwardly. Even if they do, they have to hard play a Gazimon or for purple, and they can't really progress their security raising Digimon to try and achieve their end game.
Okay, I do notice you don't play the Cool Boy and X-Antibody option, which some deck lists from the GrandisKuwagamon do play them. So can you tell me more why you don't play these 2 cards inside your deck profile?
Basically, I tested the Cool Boy and X-Antibody option. I feel like X-Antibody option has a place in this deck, much more so than Cool Boy, because X-Antibody actually allows your Grandis to just go out early and just restand, rest the opponent's Digimon and try to board control against decks like Armor that can't really clear your level 6s. And but due to consistency wise, right, I would actually prefer running more Digimon, especially the level 4 Togemon, which can allow me to dig even deeper so that I can go into my combo faster and much more consistently. As for Cool Boy, I actually dislike it a lot because the deck actually depends more on the promo GrandisKuwagamon more so than the Grandis, because with the promo GrandisKuwagamon you can actually Digiburst 4 and do a 13k 3 checks, which is much more substantial compared to the Grandis. And the Cool Boy board decking the GrandisKuwagamon would actually slow the deck down by a lot.
Okay, Ken, thank you so much for actually going through with me your whole deck profile. And I do have 3 questions to ask you. So the first question being, it's quite a common knowledge to know that GrandisKuwagamon is in the top tier kind of decks. So what do you think it has that offers that kind of, I'll say, prestige status that it has now?
I feel like not a lot of decks in the meta can actually threaten to clear 6 security, unlike Grandis, and it basically does not have to interact much with your opponent's board because it can actually rest your opponent's blocker from trying to stop you from going for game, as well as it's just the full package. It has consistency, it has Mimi to accelerate your gameplay so that you do not feel so lacking when the Digimon you push out actually dies. So let's say if I would push out a level 5, I can rest my Mimi, I can ready to build another line. Even if my Grandis line is dead, like it dies to a security options or a Digimon, the damage is done. So I can actually push for another line to go for Lethal next turn or answer my opponent's board that they are trying to put up.
Okay, thank you for the very explanation. Thank you for the explanation. I do have the next question. What do you think is like the worst matchup for GrandisKuwagamon in your opinion?
I feel like any form of rush is gonna rush down Grandis quite hard, which is why I play Pulsemon to try to mitigate the amount of damage my opponent can do when they are trying to rush against me. Alphamon, I would say the win rate for this deck is actually 8 out of 10 games is in Grandis' favor. The other decks that can put up quite some trouble for Grandis is actually security control or yellow hybrid security based control. It's RNG, you can't control what's in their security, but with Mimi in the deck, you can actually try to keep putting bodies out and actually pressure the yellow hybrid before, like, you do more damage faster than they can recover. So actually I feel that the matchup is also quite decent for Grandis. I would say it's 60-40 or 70-30. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I do have one last question for you. What do you think of the meta currently?
I feel like it's a much healthier meta compared to the previous meta, because the previous meta is only rapid yellow hybrid or blue Susanoo, which is hybrid is just quite, I would say it's quite a mistake. So evolution decks are actually coming back, which is very nice because as an evolution deck, consistency is key, and decks tends to breaking does happen, and having evolution deck in the meta is actually it's a very fair meta game where even if I play Grandis, I have a high chance of winning against a certain evolution deck. When I break and I'm 1 to 2 turns behind, I can still lose to a tier 2 deck. So tier 2 decks or even tier 3 decks could still be relevant in the meta game, and they can steal some wins from the tier 1 tops as well.
Okay, thank you Siqi for sharing with me your whole deck profile and sharing with me your knowledge on the game. So thank you guys for watching till the end. Do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.